SCP-280 is a Keter-class SCP. It is also known as Eyes in the Dark.
Has been abandoned for going on 2 decades. And as with any place that's been left uninhabited for this long, rumors tend to spiral.
Like
Of course,
what?
there are the more mundane explanations for why the 2-story, 4-bedroom home on the end of a nice street lays in semi-ruin. Black mold, asbestos, rising house prices. But those weren't the stories that most people told. Everyone in the neighborhood knew what really happened.
What
All those
happened
years
there?
ago, the family that lived there had been murdered.
Oh, it's Harry
And
Potter.
their killer was never caught.
Oh.
The 3 young paranormal investigators
It's
with
Avada
EMF
Kedavra.
readers in their hands and GoPro cameras mounted on their hard hats know all about this. They approach the house in the dead of night, mumbling commentary for the recordings. If the old house really is as haunted as everyone says it is, then they could be in for something really good here. Their subscribers always loved brand new paranormal content. They use a crowbar.
Wait a second, guys. Why does this kind of remind me of like Sam and Colby or even Beck Bros? Sometimes on our Beck Bros channel, we'll investigate spooky, scary, haunted houses. And usually, you know, we don't run into anything that bad. But I have a feeling these guys are going to run into one of the most dangerous, most aggressive SCPs of all time.
To breach the front door and head inside. It's everything you can expect from a house that had been abandoned for 17 years. Dust, cobwebs,
just says
and
boo on
graffiti
the wall.
abound. Broken bottles scattered across the floor. Someone has scrawled, "Welcome to Hell," above the door in faded Sharpie. It all plays perfectly for the cameras. Paranormal content gold. All of them turn on their flashlights, generously provided to them by one of their sponsors, of course.
What the
But in
heck,
this
dude? They got
particular
14 million
situation,
views?
They have no idea just how
These guys are
valuable
big
their
shots.
product really is. After all, there are some frightening things that hide in the dark. The leader of the trio begins ascending the stairs, narrating into his helmet cam, giving the more popular version of the house's legend. The perfect suburban family, torn apart, literally, by a killer hiding in their home.
Oh my
The family had all been
gosh.
brutally murdered by someone in their home, but the police never found any sign of unlawful entrance or exit.
So guys, I wonder if the family was killed by the SCP or if that created the SCP. Like, obviously the SCP, we know that it's called Eyes in the Dark, but we don't really know much about what it actually is. Like, is it a ghost? Is it a demon? Is it actually just like 2 eyeballs floating in the dark? And also, if it is, how does it actually like damage people? How does it murder people? I'm just really curious about how this SCP is such a dangerous Keter-class SCP that has to be contained at all costs.
There were no clues to the killer's presence whatsoever, in fact. It was as if they were a ghost, a vapor. It was almost as though whoever killed the family had always been in that house, and even after the murders were committed, they never left the place either.
So they probably
As he
got
tells the
killed
story,
by the
lead
SCP.
investigator starts to feel a little nervous. Even though he himself doesn't really believe in the supernatural, he just plays up reactions for the views, he still can't help but wonder, should I really be here? Am I making a terrible mistake? Is there a chance that whatever did this all those years ago could still be in the house, waiting for me? But he pushes those thoughts from his mind. This gig is too valuable for him to wimp out now. And really, what are the chances that something actually dangerous would be lurking in the house?
Guys, I feel like this is exactly how some of the biggest ghost hunting YouTube channels are. Like, I feel like there's a small part of me that believes that they don't actually believe in the supernatural, that they're just playing it up for the cameras, and that they're getting really good reactions, and they're getting views from it, so they gotta keep doing it. Kind of like this guy right here. Like, he doesn't really believe in it, but he's getting paid to do it, so you might as well. But then, what if something real actually happens? Will you believe it? Will you even think that it's real? Will you treat it as an actual danger? Or will you just be like, nah, you know, this is great content. Let's go ahead and let's keep filming.
The other 2 investigators are still looking around downstairs, sticking together, their flashlight beams slicing through the darkness. Their boss always insists on going upstairs first. He demands the glory shot, after all.
Interesting. So that guy's in
leaves the rest
charge.
of them searching the downstairs living room, dining room, and kitchen, where the best they can hope for is maybe a particularly haunted-looking dishwasher. It's why the younger of the 2 is so surprised when they suddenly feel something happening to their body that they've never experienced before.
What? Wait, do you guys
In
see
an
the little
instant,
glowing
their
particles?
whole body convulses with an involuntary shudder. They feel the temperature drop, and the world gets just that little bit darker.
Okay, guys, temperature dropping is a key indicator that there is a supernatural presence. At least that's what it said on the ghost hunting TV show that I watch.
The way they can describe the feeling is impending doom. Like any moment now, something terrible is going to happen. But almost as soon as the feeling begins, it's gone.
That's
Intensity
so
dropping.
weird.
The dread starting to dissipate, as though whoever or whatever caused this feeling literally passed right through them.
One of the ghosts went
Their fellow
through them.
investigator
And it's not
asks
even a
them if they're
ghost, it's an
okay.
SCP.
Of course, they nod and force a smile. They're
Look,
fine.
wait, guys, look in the background. Do you guys see those little glowing particles? I don't know if those are SCPs or not, but they were not there a little bit ago. And I mean, based on the name, Eyes in the Dark, this SCP could be right behind them, and they have no idea.
It's just a spooky place is all. Atmosphere like this would get to anyone. Meanwhile, the lead investigator is exactly where he wants to be, ascending a rickety stepladder up into the attic. The very same attic where, all those years ago, the police had found what was left of the family. And from everything he'd read on the subject, their remains weren't a pretty sight, even by true crime enthusiast standards. He enters the attic and shines his flashlight around, capturing all the dusty old boxes left to rot in the cold.
Keep an eye
He's
out for
engrossed in the
little
macabre
shining
spectacle of what had once
eyeballs.
been the worst and final moments of a group of strangers' very real lives. The attic is full of spider webs and shadows. They're so ubiquitous that as the lead investigator pauses to tell his camera the next chapter of the grisly tale, he doesn't even notice one of the shadows peeling off of the wall behind him.
What?
It wafts
The
silently
heck?
towards him like a gust of midnight
Nah,
air.
bro. Nah.
Little by
Get
little,
out of there.
the
Go.
blob of
Turn
shadow
around.
Starts to take on a vaguely
Wait,
human
I thought these
shape.
were supposed to be like eyes in
It
the dark,
leans
not a
forward in the
shadow.
investigator's direction, arms extended like a classic movie monster.
Dude, look at that. Look at
Long,
it.
Dark claws
What?
slide out of its
The
shadowy hands.
heck is happening?
Downstairs, the other two investigators hear the most
Oh, my
terrible
boy dead.
scream.
He is
For
deader
moment,
than a
the more
fish in a
fantastical
Walmart
thought
on a
crosses their
Tuesday.
minds. Could this be one of the tormented souls of the departed family, longing to be heard after years of silence?
I don't. Why would they think that? Why do they think that it's a real life ghost? Especially when they know that their friend is upstairs. Why would they think that a ghost is the one screaming? No, this is your friend being absolutely pulled apart by an SCP that's a shadow on the wall. I thought it was going to be eyes in the dark, but no, it is a shadow on the wall that is currently destroying your friend.
Then it occurs to them that they recognize the scream.
Well, yeah.
It belongs to their boss.
It's about time.
The two of them charge up the stairs, flashlights in hand, as the screaming starts to become more desperate and pained, like that of a wounded animal.
Okay,
with its
somebody
leg
should
caught in a
really
trap.
call the cops.
Those terrible wails are echoing down from the open hatch leading into the attic. It's so dark up there, something must have broken his flashlight. That's when they notice something else. Red, dripping from the open hatch. For a moment, they
He's
hesitate,
dead.
wondering what could be going on up there. Could they really help, or would they just be running into the danger themselves? But soon, their desire to save their boss's life overpowers their
They're
fear.
gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
They grab the ladder and start climbing, feeling the dripping blood on the worn wooden rungs. When they finally get up into the attic, it feels like the scream is coming from everywhere, bouncing off the walls in a
Where
terrible, echoing
is it?
cacophony of pain. They turn in all directions, hovering their flashlight beams around the room in wide, sweeping arcs, until both fall on the source of all this terror. And when they see it, they can't help but scream too.
Did he get turned into an
The
SCP?
lead investigator's body is floating about a foot off the
No,
ground.
he did not.
His screams now fading into pained gurgles. Something huge and dark is lifting him up with one
Oh,
hand and
no.
sinking the long, dark claws
Oh
of its
my
other
gosh,
into his
it's
neck.
no longer a
The
shadow.
second the twin flashlight beams
It's like a
concentrate on the
Demogorgon
creature, it
upside
drops
down
the lead
creature.
investigator's bleeding body down onto the ground. His skin slate gray, his feeble twitching slowing to a halt as the last of his life drains from him.
He dead.
Two glowing red pinpricks open up in the face of the dark figure.
It's
Eyes like
Vecna.
terrible,
It's
burning
Vecna
coals
from Stranger
etching
Things.
themselves into their memory. Like smoke, it continues to glide backwards
And then
further,
it's
seeking refuge in the
gone?
dark, a safe haven amongst the other shadows. By this point,
it
the
doesn't
two surviving
like
investigators know there's nothing they can do for their boss anymore. All that's left is to get out and survive. They have to save themselves. They turn, wasting no time running towards the exit. They don't notice it, but the second they turn the beams of their flashlights away, the shadow's terrible eyes disappear, and it starts
Interesting.
advancing towards them again.
So
Its claws
those were the eyes
outstretched
in the
and
dark.
grasping for them with awful fury.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Shine the
shadow
flashlight.
creature grabs
Shine the
at their
flashlight.
heads as they make their final leap for the
Oh,
exit.
gotcha, hat.
However, all the monster can pull away
Okay, so
are
that's
their helmets
Jake
and
Paul
helmet
as an
cams as they
SCP.
scramble down the ladder and then down the stairs, running at speeds they didn't even think possible as the shadow slithers down behind them. it doesn't give up. It wants their
Seriously,
lives.
use the
It wants
flashlight.
their
What are we
warm
doing right
human
now?
blood on its claws.
What are we doing? Use
They
the
clear
flashlight.
the threshold of the accursed house and keep running to their car.
Can it come
One looks
outside
over
of
their
the house?
shoulder and sees the shadow leave the house,
Seriously?
gaining on them. Both claws
Dude,
outstretched and ready to rend their flesh.
Bro.
The two climb
No,
into
no,
their
no,
car.
no, no, no.
They
Turn-
see
turn-
the
turn
shadow
on lights.
coming
Turn
towards
on your
their window.
headlights.
It's moving
Turn on
so
the car.
quickly,
Turn on the
only
car.
a few feet away now.
Put
It's
the
getting
keys in
closer,
the ignition and
closer,
turn that thing on.
Closer. Ignition.
Please,
The
yes,
car
yes.
starts up
Turn on
and the
lights.
driver
Turn
smashes
on the
pedal
lights.
down.
What are
They
we
take
doing?
off, quickly accelerating up to illegal
They're
speeds
panicking right
as
now.
the shadow
They have no idea
continues
what to do.
chase, slowly getting smaller and smaller in the rearview mirror.
Oh my
A
gosh,
distant
did they
nightmare.
did they escape?
A terrible, dark ghost. As it finally disappears,
Whew.
they feel a moment
That
of
was a
safety.
close call.
But really, only a moment. Because it occurs to them then that they cannot say with any confidence that this monster won't just be waiting for them when they get home. SCP-280, also known as Eyes in the Dark, is one of the more frightening and dangerous anomalies contained by the SCP Foundation. Of course,
glorious.
it likely won't be causing an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario anytime soon.
Well, that's
But
good.
if you happen to run into this nocturnal monster, it's likely to cause an end-of-you scenario.
Hey, Dr.
and
Bob,
remove you
watch
from
out
the world
for
with
that
extreme
shadow behind
prejudice.
you.
There's no way of telling just how many lives it claimed before the SCP Foundation finally got it into containment, and perhaps it's best to just not think about it. SCP-280 is a black wraith-like apparition that floats at roughly average human height, with no visible legs or feet, as
wonder
the lower
how you
portion
can
of its
contain
body
this
simply
thing.
fades away before it reaches the ground. In its dormant state, the entity may appear to be little more than a shadow, easily dismissed, especially in dark environments. This comes as a natural result of the being's frightening ability to become intangible at will, and only become physical when it enters a state of active aggression toward a human target. In this intangible state, victims have even been known to walk through the shadowy mass by accident.
So it did go
While
through
this
them.
doesn't lead to any detrimental physical effects, victims report that being inside the creature can lead to heightened
Pause.
states of anxiety, fear, and dread. Despite its body being wholly composed of an unidentifiable black matter, when exposed to light, the creature does begin to express a pair of glowing dots on its head similar to eyes, hence its frightening nickname. However, all tests indicate that these eyes aren't actually functional. Instead, they appear to be a
Oh.
kind of defensive measure, like false eyes on the carapace of an insect.
Ah,
These eyes are
interesting.
never shown
So
when
they're meant to scare
SCP-280
you.
is advancing towards a victim, only when it is in retreat, though this is only one of the entity's several defensive responses. If an area where the creature is residing becomes fully illuminated, or a sudden flash of extremely bright light is
It can
directed against it,
teleport.
then it will immediately dematerialize and appear in a different area.
Whoa.
The one positive thing that can be said about the hunting patterns of SCP-280 is that they're relatively predictable. The entity, it seems, only has an interest in human beings. When it selects
Well,
a
that's
target,
good.
it will pursue them
I guess.
relentlessly, approaching in its intangible form with its arms extended in what many describe as a sleepwalker pose. In this state, you may finally notice 280's claws, long, thin, and razor sharp. It may silently approach while the victim is turned the other way, or while they sleep soundly in bed,
Oh, that
or
is
even when they're paralyzed in fear at
terrifying.
the very sight of it. When
Okay.
SCP-280 closes the distance, it will begin to rip and tear at its victims with its claws,
That's
causing
what
massive
happened
physical trauma
to the
and,
family.
in some cases, death.
Wow.
Attacks range from 1 to 5 minutes of being relentlessly clawed at by the beast.
How did they figure that out? What did the SCP Foundation do? I guess just like every other SCP that they investigate, they use D-class personnel in order to figure out what the SCP does, how it operates, and also how it attacks. So they definitely sacrifice some D-class personnel to figure out that fact.
When the attack is over, it will simply expose its eyes, become intangible once more, and escape. You will not be able to overpower the creature. Foundation tests have shown that it has extreme physical strength.
So I'm really curious, guys, if it can go intangible, which basically means that it can go through solid objects, how can you contain this thing? Like, obviously, you need to attract it into an area, and then maybe do you have the surrounding area be completely lit up? Is that the only way to do that? So you have to have like pretty much like a box or like a room that is 100% dark, and then the surrounding area needs to be light so that if it does go intangible, it can't leave because then it would just get burned by the light that's around it. That's the only thing I can think of.
And it's capable of tearing apart solid steel with little effort. If it can't find any humans to victimize, then it will simply remain dormant, pressing itself up against a wall, in a dark corner, or within some other structure.
So it just waits
Which is why,
for
if
people
ever
to
you
come
feel
around.
nervous about a certain dark corner in a room near you, it is best to remove yourself from the situation as quickly as possible and remain in a brightly lit area.
So what Dr. Bob is telling me, that my fear of running out of basements was not irrational. Every single time when I was younger and I had to go into a basement, when I had to turn out the lights, I would sprint up the stairs like I was Usain Bolt, because I had a feeling there was something down there and I did not want to find out what it was.
It would perhaps be comforting to believe that SCP-280 is acting on some twisted form of animal instinct. After all, while the results may seem horrific to us, every organism has to eat, right? Well,
Is that what
sadly,
this thing is?
isn't the case here.
Is it an organism?
SCP-280 does not appear to eat, sleep, or breathe to survive.
Oh,
It never
fantastic.
consumes any of the matter torn from its victims.
So it just
The
does it
best
for
working
fun.
theory
It is
that the
sport
entity
killing.
simply enjoys the harm it causes, taking a degree of
What
perverse
is wrong
pleasure in
with
hunting down
SCPs?
and murdering its targets. There is no better nature to appeal to here. The SCP Foundation's ability to study the creature's biology has also been stunted, in part due to the creature's highly aggressive nature, and also the fact that its selective intangibility makes gaining physical samples almost impossible. Even capturing and containing the creature in the first place came partially out of blind luck. It first came to Foundation attention after a
Police
series of
baffled
mysterious
by
locked-door
murder.
murders in a small
Mysterious
Mississippi
murder.
township. In the most recent case, an entire family had been brutally murdered in their home, leaving only one survivor. A traumatized 9-year-old boy named David, who locked
dude.
himself in the basement when he started to hear the screaming.
Poor little
He was so
kid.
terrified by the things he saw that night that he remained in a catatonic state for weeks afterwards, completely
mean, yeah.
unresponsive to outside stimulus.
I can only imagine.
But one
like,
little detail
you're
saved his
traumatized
life.
forever.
A flashlight was clasped in his white knuckle grip, shining a bright beam of cold,
That's
white
how he
light
survived.
onwards. When David was removed and placed into medical care, officers began searching the building for any kind of clues as to how the other 4 family members were murdered. However, during this investigation, the police were just as vulnerable as the victims who'd been so recently slain.
Oh, wow.
While one officer was wandering around the attic, looking for any evidence they may have missed, SCP-280 emerged from the darkness and attacked, tearing into his body with its long, deadly claws.
What?
Luckily for the officer in question, he survived the incident, though he was badly wounded. His
Wow.
report on the matter, including the ardent claim that he was attacked by a being, quote, made from black smoke, caught the attention of SCP Foundation operatives embedded in the precinct.
Okay,
They
that's
soon took
good.
over the
That means that
investigation
they
and
can
descended on
finally
the
get
house,
this thing.
hoping to tag and bag whatever had been behind all these deaths.
Yes, tag and
This
bag.
would be easier said than done. While Foundation field agents canvassed the home, they simply walked past the creature multiple times.
So at this point, they have no idea what they're looking for. They literally have only one piece of information, and it's that the police officer got attacked by black smoke. So if you're going in there, you're probably just going to be looking around for like black smoke, but you're not going to be looking for like a shadow on the wall. So I have a bad feeling one of these SCP officers is going to get attacked.
Discounting it as a mere shadow. After all, it only had these easily identifiable glowing eyes when it was in a retreating position. Even when it entered its physical state, operatives brushing up against it generally dismissed the sensation as hair, clothing, or some other object touching them in the dark.
Also, why did they not
This
just turn on the
already
lights?
bungled investigation got even worse when the Foundation decided to introduce high-intensity lights into the equation, hopefully flushing the creature out.
So that's going
This,
to make
of
it
course,
angry.
only caused it to dematerialize and appear elsewhere. The chase ended in an almost farcical fashion. A cavalcade of Foundation agents chasing a cloud of sneering black smoke across a Mississippi field at 2:30 a.m. Thankfully for the human
Just
race,
another day in the
entity
SCP
was, at
Foundation.
the very least, eventually secured and contained. However,
So they basically use flashlights to like scare the SCP into this room in the SCP Foundation.
this wouldn't be the last time it was out of containment.
Oh, it
During a
escaped.
series of tests with different types of illumination, intending to test SCP-280's reflexes, it disappeared from its chamber. It seemed almost to sink through the different levels of the illuminated site before coming to rest at the containment chamber holding
It went
SCP-1591.
into a different
This made for a
container.
fascinating accidental cross-test. You see, SCP-1591, to put it simply, is a unique sculpture of a star that emits an incredibly bright light.
That's
this
not
light
gonna
will slowly
work.
make any being subject to its glow intangible before disappearing completely. When SCP-280 came before SCP-1591, it displayed its eyes, but did not retreat. In fact, It assumed a kneeling position and simply remained before the anomalous sculpture until it faded from existence. It then remanifested in its own containment chamber several hours later without incident.
Heck?
All things considered, it went pretty well.
I guess
as far as containment breaches involving deadly, human-hating monsters go.
That could have been way worse.
Because of its
what if they like merged together to create the ultimate like black hole of darkness? That actually would have been kind of sick.
Ability to demanifest and phase through solid objects, SCP-280 is incredibly difficult to contain, earning it the dreaded Keter object class. In order to avoid the risk of demanifestation, SCP-280 is contained in a 5x5 meter cell that is perpetually left in a state of total darkness.
Okay, that's what I said earlier,
is to be
actually.
left in the cell unsupervised at any time, and any items brought into the cell for testing must be removed when the testing is complete. Any staff members entering the chamber for tests must be equipped with infrared goggles, an infrared ID strobe, and also a strong flashlight to ward the creature off in the case that it becomes aggressive.
Huh.
If SCP-280 does attempt to attack anyone in the chamber, all attending staff are instructed to turn on their flashlights and turn the beams against the creature.
That is so
No aggressive
dangerous.
action is permitted, and staff members must remain at least 1 meter away from SCP-280 at all times for their own safety. And if you suddenly feel yourself getting a little nervous in an eerily dark room, I'd like you to remember this.
Yeah?
One thing more.
Can we play Piggy on Roblox?
Yeah, the pig claims she's good at it. Her failure will be hilarious.
Me losing isn't that funny.
It's kind of funny.
It is
It's mildly humorous.
the only reason.
I chuckle every
So
time.
I'll show you. I'll show you all.
I'm actually very busy.
That pig, oink oink. Alright, so here we go. Peppa Pig is gonna play Piggy. It's pretty ironic. I wonder what this game is based on.
Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares, George. What was that sound? Oh, it's a pig. Oh no. I've got to get out of here. Alright, wait, are they oh wait, okay, alright. Peppa Pig's actually playing the game. Grab the key, Peppa. Oh gosh, dude, what? Game over. Get good. Who is that, Susie Sheep? Susie Sheep is a
can you please
savage.
Stop talking. I think my ears are gonna bleed.
You're just insecure because you sound like a 19-year-old man.
It's a birth defect.
What?
I also take offense to that.
Let me show you how a true pro plays this game.
No, I can beat this.
Dude, Peppa is locked in. Piggy has woken up. You're right next to Piggy. The giraffe fell asleep. Peppa's so bad.
Stop. You can't open the fridge, Peppa. Yeah, see what you did?
I have a feeling there's gonna be some sort of like twist to this where they're gonna be like in the actual Piggy game. Like they're gonna go in
Don't
real
touch
life
that.
to the Piggy mansion and then they're gonna have to get out. Yo, Peppa looks absolutely heated. Yo, Peppa, chill. Peppa, what are you doing? Peppa, what? Peppa, just calm down. Whoa! Water exposure. Glitches may occur. What did you do, Peppa? Oh my gosh. Please kill me. Oh, what? She opened up a portal! I knew it! Oh, I didn't know this part. They all got sucked in, even the mom.
Alright, I'm back. I got over what Susie said. Hey, what the? They ditched me! Again? What a bunch of bums. Well, might as well take a crack at this.
Wait, he's gonna play the game? Oh, wait a second. Look, they're all in
These
the
online
lobby.
players look just like my flaker friends. What a strange and unexplainable coincidence.
What? You didn't even notice? Oh my gosh.
What?
The giraffe just woke up. Alright, they have 10 minutes to escape.
Oh my gosh.
I think we're...
Inside the game. You'd be
Wow,
right, George.
Looks like another wacky adventure for the Peppa Squad.
Susie.
How do we know if this is real or if we're dreaming it?
Well, I heard pain is something that can wake you
Ow!
up. What do you... Oh, well. Guess we're awake.
How could this have happened?
She just slapped the crap out of George.
Little Miss Temper Tantrum freak out on the computer girl?
Alright, no need to point fingers.
It was
But
literally
if it
all your
really
fault.
Is a Piggy game, then it's okay. All we gotta do is find the keys and stuff and open the front door before the timer runs out. I bet once we escape the house and beat the game, we'll go back to the real world. No biggie.
If I die, I will figure out a way to get down from heaven and murder you.
Susie, you're not going to heaven.
This is actually a lot funnier than I thought it would be.
Wait, is that a bot or a player?
What does that mean?
If it's a bot, the game controls Piggy, like AI. But if it's a player, someone real takes control.
It kind of looks like it's a
Just
player.
staring at us, it has to be a person.
Help. We're trapped in here.
Oh my goodness! These graphics are so realistic.
Bro, no! What? Yo! He just killed Peppa's mom! They're all running! Oh, that's so funny that it's the friend. Oh my
Alright,
gosh,
sticking
dude.
together is probably a good idea, right?
They're all left.
Seriously?
They all dipped. 8 minutes, 23 seconds left. We need an effective hiding
Go to the
spot.
bathroom.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. This is actually really cool how they combined Peppa Pig stuff with actual like in-game stuff from Piggy.
Help me, help me, help
That's
me,
really
help me.
awesome. Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead. There's wait, what?
What? How did you get under there?
Oh, he just left. All right, nuts to Peppa's plan. I say we wait here until time runs out so we don't get killed.
But not skipping when time runs out. Isn't that a game over?
I'll take my chances.
Nuts! I'm here. Gotta start finding keys and stuff.
Wait, did you guys see that key?
Sucker!
They just went around. Oh gosh, bro. I don't think I've played Piggy. I have no idea how to play this game. Yo, Susie just fell from the sky.
Can we stick together now?
Peppa was trying
Can
to
you
get into the refrigerator.
good at the game?
Yes. Actually, I found the key.
That's a banana.
I found the key.
Whatever, let's go.
6 minutes, 48 seconds left. Alright, so you open the keys and then you can go to different rooms.
I know where this goes.
Oh, there's like parts. Oh.
Ha! I got it.
Congratulations. Forget that! Shoot.
Susie, no!
Susie just jumped down.
Wait, what?
Oh, they both are jumping down. Oh.
Ow.
Get up, we got to move!
Yeah, you guys do. Look at that. Wait, what's on the ground there? Alright, that's probably nothing.
Sucker!
The animation actually looks like really cool. What's up with the glitching key, by the way?
Usually boarded up. I wonder who.
Hey guys,
Zoe, how long have you been here?
a long time. I chewed through the boards that were blocking the crawl space.
Whoa,
He just
guys,
bleh.
I think because we're real life people, it's causing the game to not function right. That's why we're able to break some of the rules.
He ate it. He just ate
I
it.
love cheating. Let's go.
Oh, okay, have fun with that. I'm just staying here.
He's staying
Welcome
there.
back,
Why?
Zoe.
Dead people don't come back. They never come back.
That was
How long have
creepy.
you been here?
I don't know. Like 3 minutes? Wanna play
can't
I
take
Spy? Oh! Oh, that kind of scared me.
Cheating powers activate!
There's still stuff on the door. How do you think you could activate it? You didn't even do anything. You found one key. Oh gosh.
Wait. It stopped.
They just slowly come back in. What is he doing? I'ma get you, woof woof,
Woof,
baby.
woof, baby.
You sound like a 19-year-old man!
Yeah. You're not the
Yes,
real
you did
Susie,
that.
right?
Get him to reset. Maybe the game will end.
Well, actually, I don't think...
Dog, reset your character and the game.
Peppa, wait!
Sure, I can do that.
What? What's your deal?
When someone playing as Piggy resets, the bot takes their place.
Oh no.
The bot always knows where you are.
Oh gosh, dude. They just actually shot themselves in the foot. Wait, whoa! I don't know how they did that. I don't trust the draft going through. Oh, alright, maybe the draft actually works. I guess because they're like two-dimensional, right? They could just kind of go as thin as paper. Alright, he's grabbing the hammer. Oh, alright, he got rid of the planks. And then they just need the code, right? What do they need the wrench for? Oh, alright, they just hit that thing with a wrench? George is traumatized. This sucks. Oh, no. You're cornered. You're cornered. Run. 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 Get out of there. Run. Yes. Way to juke out the bot. Oh gosh, don't get up. Get up. Stop it. Stop falling. What?
Hey, I'm back. And I found a gun.
Oh.
She's stunned. I'm so good at this game.
This is so intense.
He's just chomping on popcorn. Wait.
What the?
2 minutes, 19 seconds left, and Piggy's starting to glitch out.
I found the code for the door.
We tried busting through this door, but it isn't working. We need the final key.
It must be in the bathroom upstairs.
What? The final key wouldn't be in one of the first rooms available to the players. That doesn't make sense.
You're just jealous that I'm doing better than you at this game.
You barely done anything this whole time.
Hey, enough!
He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
We will get nowhere with arguing.
Yeah.
If we must, we'll triple check every area. But we need to work together to get out of here.
Yeah!
First things first.
Yeah!
No, not the trap! Wait, what? Piggy can teleport? George, they need you. I'm so good at hiding. Yo! George, my dude, no! George is dead. George, yep, he's gone. Uh-oh.
The key's got to be over there.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Help me. Forget the key. Come on, forget the key. Forget the key. Why do you
Forget the key. Forget the key. Forget the key.
You are,
Forget the
that's why
key.
you're not saying anything. You have no idea what you're talking about. I thought you were terrible at this game. Stop trying to prove you're not and help me.
Oh, I'll show you.
Peppa!
Oh, there's the key. Peppa was right this entire time.
I told you.
Yeah, a little bit too late for your friend Susie. Susie got clobbered. Does that mean they're just gone? 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what?
What's happening? I won.
I would still keep
Stop.
running.
I won. I won.
Oh, the whole screen's starting to glitch out. Game
screwed up.
over.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so sorry, Susie.
It's okay.
Really? That's fair. Where are we?
I don't know. We all came here when we got killed. I think it's like a waiting room?
Oh
Oh.
my gosh, you guys. I totally escaped the house. Told you I was good at the game. Ugh, fine. I literally couldn't have done it without all of your help. I'm sorry. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Close enough.
I still don't know what's going
Well,
on.
now that the game's over, I'm sure Dog will do something to get us out, right?
I don't know what to do! It won't do what I want!
Bot has been selected.
No!
Wait, they're literally restarting the game.
Oh no.
Bro, they are trapped in there forever.
We're in the second level.
Oh, wait, what? If you guys enjoy this, by the way, and get scared, make sure you guys leave a like on today's video, and I will definitely check out more from this channel.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I was a kid. I grew up in a huge house by the beach with my little sister Amy.
That is a pretty
She
nice
was
house.
A year younger than me. Being the youngest and the pretty little princess of our family, everyone loved her like crazy.
Okay, so there's the older
My
brother,
mom always
younger
gave me a
sister,
lecture
and then
on
the
how I
parents.
need to be the big brother and take care of her all the time. All that overflown love spoiled my sister to such an extent that she became stubborn and nagging whenever things didn't go her way. In front of my parents and family, she would behave like she is the angel on the earth.
Oh,
But in
that's the
reality,
worst.
She was different in the wrong way. She never apologized after making a mistake.
What?
And no matter how many times she got punished, she always found her way around it. I guess it was partially my mother's fault for being too easy on her.
That makes
I
sense.
still
Yeah, I would
remember
be
the
so
day
mad if I was the
principal
older
called
brother.
saying there has been an accident in school.
Huh?
I was with my grandparents, but when I came home, I heard a girl named Sally was found dead in the girls' bathroom.
What?
No one knows what exactly happened to her, but it seems like she slipped somehow and smashed her face on the glass mirror.
Oh my
leading to
god!
a
Whoa! I
She
was
bled
not
to
expecting it to be that graphic.
It was a pretty violent sight.
Yeah, okay,
When
cut the
cops
scene.
inquired
Holy
everyone about
smokes.
this incident, the school janitor said he saw Amy coming out of the washroom right before Sally's body was discovered.
Oh my
But
god.
she was just a little girl. Who would suspect her? But I knew. I knew what she was.
Really?
With more days passing, I started to become scared of her. Yeah, scared of my little sister. Funny, huh? But when you wake
This
up in
is
the middle
so
of the
creepy.
night finding your weird sister standing near your bed,
What?
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 And expressionless face.
Guys, I'm getting
can't laugh
goosebumps
it
up and
off.
down my arms.
Why did she do that?
That is so
I
creepy.
don't know, and I never dared to ask. Whoever didn't agree with her,
Why would
or
you
said
not
no,
ask?
faced the consequence, labeled under the tag of an accident. She loved stomping on any insect.
Okay, she definitely murdered, or I don't even know if that was her friend. She definitely killed the other girl, and she got away with it somehow because she's like, just like, I don't know, a 10-year-old little girl, and nobody would expect a 10-year-old little sweet girl to commit a murder like that. But she definitely, I don't know if she's human, by the way. The way that she was staring at her brother was really creepy, and I don't know why somebody would do that unless they were, I don't know, like really messed up in the head, had some problems, or maybe they're an alien sent down from Jupiter to, I don't know, dissect human brains. That's just my thought.
Even if it's miles away from her, she grabbed butterflies with her soft red fingers and tore their wings apart with joy.
Okay, she just keeps
Whenever
getting
birds
worse.
hurt their wings and landed in our backyard, instead of aiding them like every normal kid, Amy fed the already suffering bird
What?
to our neighbor's ferocious dog.
Why would
She
you
chuckled
do
in
that?
excitement as the dog shredded the flapping bird into bits and pieces.
Okay, yeah, clearly this girl
My
is
parents
messed
never
up.
paid attention to her cruel nature, even if I told them repeatedly. But one day, things took a dangerous turn. We used to go to the beach almost every weekend. I loved walking by the shore, submerging my feet into the salty waves. At some distance from the shore, there were rusty old caves. The area was secluded, as very few people went there. Whenever I needed a place to escape, I used to go there. I pretended like the caves were my kingdom, and I was the king of an invisible ray. I kept lots of my toys there, and everything I could collect from the beach. I never told Amy about this place, but nothing can be hidden from her vulture eyes.
Oh, she's gonna
One weekend,
find him.
We went to the beach, and my parents put up a small picnic near the shore. Amy got busy building her sandcastles.
She just looks
and then demolishing
so
them
scary.
with one kick.
Why?
I think she felt more joy
What
in destroying them
psychopath
than
does
building
that?
them. I secretly snuck out from there and went to my territory. I put up a wooden plank on the entrance of a small cave, like a door to my castle.
Oh, sweet.
I slowly shifted the plank and got inside. I was just about to close it when I heard a chuckle behind me. Out of fear and shock, I turned around and found Amy.
What are
sitting
you
inside the
doing
cave
here?
already. You think you can hide from me? She said in her cold, squeaky voice.
What?
I wasn't hiding from you. I just came here to be with myself. I replied and sat down on the ground. You hate me, right? Secretly, you wish I was never born, right? What? I don't wish that. Oh, but I do.
What?
I wish I was the only child and mommy and daddy never had you. I would have gotten all their attention. You anyway get that.
Oh.
Don't worry. Once I grow up, I'll move far away from you all. You're such a dork. Come on, let's go. Amy got up and started to walk out of the cave. Where? Where are you going? I asked impatiently. I saw a big cave at the back. Don't you want to explore that?
Guys, I'm getting creeped out right now. I can't tell if she's just like a little girl and she's kind of creepy, but she's not doing it on purpose, or if she's kind of like Azula, if you guys know her from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where she is super serious and super smart, and she's also really creepy and menacing. Like, I have a feeling this little girl, even though she's a little girl, she's smarter than she looks, and she's really scary. Like, she just basically admitted that she wants to be an only child, and now she's trying to lure her older brother to a random secluded cave out in the middle of nowhere, and we don't know what's gonna happen. If I had to guess, I don't know. We know that she's probably killed somebody else, and she just admitted that she wants to be an only sibling, an only child. So I probably would not follow my sister into a cave knowing these facts.
Her eyes sparkled as she said this. But we can lose our way. Besides, what if there's something inside those caves? Like what?
Like a
tiger?
Tiny
Don't be an
12-year-old
idiot.
little crazy
Let's
girl
go.
killer.
Also, I want to try this out. So far, I didn't notice her hands.
What is,
but as I did,
what is that?
I saw she was holding Dad's metal detector.
Oh.
I know Dad keeps his things in his study, and we're not supposed to touch them. I said in a tense voice, why did you bring that? You know we shouldn't be playing with Dad's equipment. Oh, come on. He wouldn't know unless you tell him. And you won't tell him. I knew she was not going to back off. We came out and started walking to the big cave behind the bushes. The summer wind created a rustling sound in the coconut trees. The big old cave stood like an epitome of mystery. Moss and fungus were growing all over its wall. Amy stopped right in front of the cave and stared at the dark, hollow entrance ahead. Why are we even here? I asked fearfully. We are going to look for treasure. Don't you remember the story Mom told us last night? Caves like this are filled with treasures. Now let's go for our treasure hunt.
Guys, I've watched too many SCP videos on this channel. Like, I have a weird feeling that she's an SCP. But, like, obviously, this isn't an SCP YouTube channel that we're checking out. So, it's like, she's not an SCP, but I don't know. There's just, like, too many weird things about this little girl that are creeping me out and giving me the EBGBs. So, I have a feeling something really bad is about to happen.
Amy handed me a small flashlight and told me to show the way. I realized how mean and selfish she is. If anything bad came at us, she wanted me to face it. My own sister was using me as her shield just to have some fun in a stupid treasure hunt. But she was very greedy. If Amy found something attractive, my parents had to buy it for her, and if they didn't, she didn't hesitate to steal it at all. Mom's story triggered her to think she was going to find a hidden treasure inside this cave. That's why she brought Dad's metal detector. But I was sure. I knew she would go home empty-handed.
Oh.
I was walking with a flashlight while she strolled with her metal detector behind me. The continuous beeping of the detector.
I'll be honest, nobody forced him to go. Like, he could have just said
I flashed the
no.
light on the ceiling,
Oh.
and an army of ugly, stinky
Ew.
bats flew over, scaring the hell out of me. Ah! You silly. Don't flash your light on them, idiot.
Yo,
Amy
she
didn't
is so
expect me at
mean.
all. Maybe it was her cruel nature that made her immune to all kinds of jump scares. She snatched the flashlight from my hand and took the lead. Without saying a single word, I followed her. Even though she was not the perfect sister, I couldn't ditch her inside a dark cave. After walking for a minute or so, the metal detector started to make
They
a
got
rapid sound,
something.
denoting it had found something.
Oh, I
Amy
hope it's not
crouched
like a
down
dead body
and
or
started to
anything.
dig the wet, muddy ground with her beach shovel. Within 5 seconds, she screamed in
Oh,
joy.
nice.
Look what I found.
She found some, like, diamonds.
She lifted her hand, and in the flashlight, I saw a sparkling bracelet. Her face lit up even more greed. The bracelet was shining like the stars in the night sky. I didn't at all expect something like this to be found here.
Well, I mean, that's
Amy
pretty
picked
good.
up the detector and started
She's
walking
obviously
ahead.
not going to
I
share,
stopped
but
her
at least
saying,
nothing bad's
"Well,
happening.
you got your treasure. Let's go now. It's getting dark and Mom will be worried." No way. We have just started. If you want to go,
They're gonna
you
go
can go.
even deeper?
Fine. I am done here.
Oh,
I turned
no,
back while
dude.
Amy went in with the detector and flashlight. When I heard
See?
my sister's spine
See what I'm
scream,
saying?
I ran inside.
Okay, at
irrespective
least
of
he
the
went
darkness.
back.
I could barely see ahead when I heard a collapse of boulders. At the end of the cave,
Oh,
I found
no.
Amy's flashlight. The glass got broken, but was still on. A beeping sound was going crazy in the dark.
Oh,
And there was another sound
what?
in that empty cave.
What is that?
The sound of a little girl choking.
What is
I
she
flashed the
choking
light
on?
Following the sound, and I couldn't blink anymore. Amy was
Oh!
lying on the ground, smashed under big
No!
rocks falling from the roof of the cave.
Oh my
Her
god.
partial face had
Oh.
no features.
No,
Flesh and
I don't
blood
want to
all
see it.
over the place.
Oh
But with
no.
the half remaining face, she was staring at me. She was looking at me with one eye and trying to tell me something, but the excessive blood choked her.
Are
coughed
you
blood.
kidding
Her
me?
body trembled like those wounded birds when the neighbor's dog ate them alive.
What?
I will never be able to get that sight out of my mind.
Yeah, me neither.
My parents rescued me with the
Holy
help of the cops.
smokes.
After searching for us for almost an hour, they finally came to
Guys,
look at
that's
the
why
cave
you don't go
and
into
found me standing
caves.
like a statue with
Caves
my
are
head.
dangerous.
It was all an accident. No one had any doubt of that. My mom never spoke a word after that.
Wow.
Cops said the cave's roof somehow collapsed and it was nothing but an unfortunate event. I won't say that I don't miss her, but we learned to move on. I accepted her fate and grieved for her terrible death for years.
I have a weird feeling there's a
Yesterday,
twist coming
My mom
around.
passed away in her sleep, and her attorney handed me a letter that she left for me. The letter
What is
read,
it?
"My dear Jim, we all loved Amy in our own ways. I know you resent me for not raising her with more discipline and good habits. I agree, I was weak, but then I finally realized.
What?
The day Sally died, I knew what a monster I had created.
What?
I had to put an end to this.
No.
The cave's roof
No.
didn't collapse on its own. I was the one who buried the
You gotta be
bracelet
kidding me.
inside and told Amy the made-up story
No
about treasure just to make her go there looking for
way.
it. I sacrificed my own child so that she can't hurt anyone else.
Wait, so
It was better that
wait a
she
second. So the mom, I feel like the mom maybe either knew or she thought that her daughter killed the other girl in the bathroom at the beginning of the episode. So rather than, do a normal thing like go to the police and maybe like try to get an investigation started on her little daughter, she decided to make this elaborate plan to basically get rid of her daughter. This entire family is so messed up. Like this the older brother is in the worst situation possible. Her mom just admitted to it. How? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I did not think it could get any worse.
get the punishment from me rather than rotting in a cell for the rest of her life.
What?
I hope you forgive me for taking your sister away too soon. I am glad that at least one of my children grew up to be a human being.
What the heck?
Mom.
Wow.
Hey guys, I see many of you commenting on my video
Okay, just cut this part out. We'll just cut to the next one.
later.
Okay, guys, next up, story number 2. This one's even creepier than the last one, which I don't know how that's possible.
Take part in trekking clubs, summer camps, or any activity that includes nature. I learned a lot while exploring the wilderness, but this one memory still makes my entrails churn in disgust.
Okay, that's pretty
I went
specific.
To a summer camp at Sebago Lake. My parents went to Australia for a project at that time. Instead of sending me to my grandparents, they sent me to this camp so that I can learn some skills while having a good time with other kids.
Like, what kind of
The
skills?
was a friend of my parents. I never knew his first name because everyone called him Mr. Bailiff.
Okay.
He was a strong, healthy man in his late 40s who always inspired us to take the extra step for the sake of adventure. He had a small team of senior campers who were assigned to navigate us through the day-to-day routine.
Seems pretty fun.
The senior campers were boys and girls aging from 16 to 17 years. All of them were pretty familiar with the camp style, which made me realize they have been with Mr. Bailiff for a long time.
Okay, so they all are like repeat
Wasn't a newcomer
campers.
either, as it was my third summer camp.
Oh, so is he.
I have
Okay.
always been an active child and loved taking part in almost everything. Apart from the co-curricular, I loved taking part in the summer treasure hunt. Almost every kid waited for it eagerly. To keep the game more spontaneous, Mr. Bailiff introduced this all-of-a-sudden technique. Whenever the air horn went on, everyone rushed outside to find a big jar filled with clues.
Oh,
The teams were divided.
interesting.
And the game began. We had to search all over the campsite, and sometimes
Well, that's pretty
even
fun.
went inside the woods looking for clues. I
It
was
seems
loving
a
my
little
stay
bit
there,
dangerous,
but with
actually.
time, I started to realize Mr. Bailiff is not the kind of man I thought he is.
What does
He
that
used to get
mean?
rude and insulting at times. If a kid couldn't pull off the task up to his expectations, he beat the shit out of that kid.
Yo!
With a horrible choice of words.
What?
The anger in his eyes made him look ferocious when he scolded a kid over nothing.
Okay, so this guy started out as like the cool, fun camp counselor, and now he's turning into not that. The complete opposite of that. This guy, look at his eyeballs. He's so angry, his eyeballs are popping out of his sockets.
The senior campers never stopped him, which implies they were too scared to face him.
Yeah, of
Some seniors
course.
explained to us that Mr. Bailiff is only a strict instructor and means no harm. But what he did during our warm-up session made me feel disgusted. There was this one boy named Kurt who loved eating a lot. He was a bit overweight, but we were just kids. At that age, no one could say no to chocolate pudding.
Well, yeah,
Kurt
I still
loved
can't.
chocolate pudding and couldn't resist himself. After breakfast, we went to our wilderness exploration with Mr. Bailiff. He was teaching us about the different kind of plants and animals residing in our ecosystem.
Oh, pretty cool.
Everyone was listening to him with great attention when a girl screamed in fear. We all
Why?
turned to her and saw her pointing at the ground behind a bush. Mr. Bailiff walked to her,
Oh,
and everyone else followed.
no, what
As
is
we
it?
reached near the bush, we saw rotten
Oh!
remains of a dead possum. Flies were hovering on it, and a bad stench.
Ooh, I
covered
can
the air
smell it
nearby.
through the screen.
Mr. Bailiff turned to us
Ew,
and said,
gross.
"No need to be scared. This is just a circle of life. Does anyone want to step ahead to bury this little guy?"
No, that's
But these were
okay.
Mr. Bailiff's weird life lessons that we had to abide by. When no one stepped up, he chose Kurt to do this job. With an overfilled tummy and long walk in the heat, Kurt was
Oh
feeling
no,
uncomfortable
dude.
enough.
He's gonna
He
throw
said
up.
in a scared voice, I don't want to do this, sir." "Why? Don't you know how to fig dirt?" "No, I do, but I don't want to go near it. It stinks." Mr. Bailiff screamed
Oh,
at
look at him. Look at his
and forced him to
eyeballs.
bury that possum's remain under the ground. Kurt dug up the first chunk of mud, and I heard him gag once.
Oh.
No doubt he was feeling nauseous.
Oh, that
As
is
soon as I
gross,
leaned
dude.
over to
I'm
lift the
feeling
possum
nauseous
with
and
a
I'm not
stick,
even there.
He puked on himself.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was going to
Undigested pudding
happen.
Was all over his clothes.
Oh, dude, I feel
He
so
started
bad.
sobbing out of embarrassment. But Mr. Bailiff didn't spare him, even after
What?
that. He yelled.
This guy's insane.
"I don't care if you vomit everywhere or even shit your pants. If you don't finish this task, I will make you eat your puke, boy."
What, dude? Okay, something is really messed up with this guy.
As he was told,
Are you
while
kidding me?
being
And none of the
drenched in
volunteers are saying
the
anything.
camp of enjoyment soon started
This
to
is
turn
so
into the
messed
camp of
up.
torture. Mr. Bailiff was just too smart. He tortured the kids in the name of wilderness exploration
Wow.
and made it seem like he was teaching us how to overcome our comfort zone.
Guys, the scariest part of these stories is the fact that it kind of sounds like this could happen in real life. Like, obviously it's a made up story, but I mean, these situations, I don't know, like they're just so realistic. Kind of similar to the SCP videos. It starts out kind of normal and then it gets really, really, really intense and scary and insane. But I could see this happening. I could see there being some sort of like summer camp in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of like teenager volunteers as the camp counselors. And then there's somebody running the entire camp, the leader of the entire group, just being the worst human being on planet Earth. And then there's nothing that the kids can do. I mean, if you are in a similar situation, you have to tell somebody. You have to like figure out a way to call your parents, tell the volunteers, tell anybody else that this is happening, because this is not okay. This is definitely not okay whatsoever.
Every kid in my dorm wished this nightmare to end so that they could return home. On the last week of our summer camp, we were counting days for it to end when Mr. Bailiff announced a treasure hunt.
Oh, here we go.
Following the rules, we got divided into teams and handed over the clues. There were artificial obstacles created for us to increase the thrill. Small hurdles such as crawling through a muddy ditch, jumping fences, climbing ropes to collect a clue.
That seems pretty normal.
Our team had to search for one clue inside the woods. Signboards were scattered
Whoa.
to give us hints on where the last
That
clue
looks
could
so
be.
confusing.
We were a team of 4, and to win the game, we decided to split up and look for it.
Oh,
I was
no.
walking by a small trail when I felt someone go behind the tree nearby. I
What?
couldn't see at first, but a small hand appeared behind the tree.
What is that?
Hello? Is it
Please,
Jim?
please don't be a monster.
No answer came. I walked close to the tree and peeked to see who's behind it, but found no one.
Okay, guys, okay, all right. I'm getting goosebumps up and down my arms right now. What the flip is happening? There was clearly somebody there. Where did they go?
Funny footsteps made a rustling sound on the dried leaves, and a chuckle appeared. I turned around and saw a small boy dressed as a Boy Scout. He was of my age. A
What?
weird smile took place on his face, and he said,
What?
"Are you playing the treasure hunt?" I nodded yes and asked, "Are you from our camp? I have never seen you before." He looked up to the tree branch above his head and said, "Is Mr. Bailiff around?" I said in a confused voice, "Yeah, he is conducting the game. I have to find the last clue or else." "Parker,
What?
who are you talking to?"
Yo, what is
I found
happening?
Mr. Bailiff standing behind me with a pissed off face.
What is
I was going to introduce him
happening?
to that boy, but he was nowhere to be found.
Where did he go?
Mr. Bailiff started scolding me for wasting time when I noticed the boy coming from the bush nearby.
Huh?
I pointed at him, telling Mr. Bailiff that he is the one I was talking to, and Mr. Bailiff's face turned pale. He stared at the boy with a shocking face.
I'm so
For the first
confused.
time, I saw him scared.
Okay, so I mean, I have a guess. This kid was probably at the camp years and years ago, and maybe he died during one of the camp counselor's treasure hunts. And he's coming back to haunt him and make sure that nothing bad ever happens again. This is the last thing I expected, dude. There's a ghost inside of the forest.
He said in a fumbled voice, "But you were dead." The boy chuckled and looked at the branch above
So he
his
knows
head
who he
and
is.
then back at him. "Why did you force me to climb this tree?" He started to walk towards Mr. Bailiff. I was stunned to see how excessively scared Mr. Bailiff was.
Oh
of this
my
man.
goodness.
The more the boy walked close to him, the more Mr. Bailiff stepped back. He was sweating in fear and mumbled something. I couldn't make out what he was trying to say, but
That's a pretty
I noticed
big
he was going
fall.
to a steep edge. Mr. Bailiff was one step away from the edge when the boy stopped. He stood silently for some time, and then his head turned back at me. Just his head. I could hear the crushing of bones as his head turned to his back, and he looked at the tree once again.
What?
And then
Okay.
Mr. Bailiff screamed.
Okay.
Huge fall.
What?
Too, after seeing such a
What?
The senior campers rescued me and called the cops.
What?
Mr. Bailiff was taken to the
He
hospital.
lived?
Even though he didn't die,
What?
he broke his neck in such a terrible way that he has become paralyzed for the rest of his life.
Holy
Before I
smokes.
could ask who that boy was, I overheard an incident that happened 2 years back. A boy named David
Oh,
came here
wow.
for the summer.
That's him.
During one game of treasure hunt, Mr. Bailiff went a bit too rough on him and forced him to climb that tall tree, irrespective of the dangers that
Oh,
could occur.
no.
The boy was scared and traumatized, but Mr. Bailiff went on pushing him like always. Suddenly, He slipped and fell to the ground. Anyone could catch him.
Okay, so Mr. Bailiff should have been in prison. Like, he forced a kid to go into a tree knowing that the kid was already scared and there was a possibility he could fall and get injured. And a kid doesn't know any better. Like, if you listen to a teacher, like, you know, you're trusting that the teacher is going to tell you something that isn't going to get you injured or potentially end up dead. So obviously this guy was not a good guy, and karma ended up coming back around and getting him in the form of a ghost.
He broke his neck and never woke up again. His parents
That's
were
so
told
sad.
It was just an accident, and no
It
one
clearly
revealed how
wasn't.
responsible Mr. Bailiff was for that. I am happy that the poor kid got his revenge.
Yeah, me
A
too.
man like Mr. Bailiff deserves it.
I think so too, but comment down below what you guys think. But this is it, guys. Story number 3, the
I went to
weirdest
medical
and
school, but
creepiest
I'm grave
one
interested in
yet.
Human anatomy. On the campus of our medical school, we had an adjacent hospital. Sometimes, professors took our anatomy classes in the hospital labs. Due to this, we had direct access to the hospital morgue. Sometimes, we brought several limbs, a pair of brains, or a dissected eye to understand the human body better. The smell of death surpasses every odor in this world. I have witnessed students collapsing on a morgue floor while witnessing embalming or dissection of a particular organ. Slowly, everyone catches up because you know what to expect before choosing this field.
I would definitely
But there's
faint
this one
every
girl in our
single
batch
time.
who never did well around a corpse. For the sake of this story, we'll call her Lizzie. Lizzie was labeled as the scaredy cat of our batch, and many ridiculed her for weak nerves. One day, when I went to the cafeteria and saw Lizzie sitting on a corner bench and crying silently, I felt bad for her, so I walked up to her. "Hey, are you all right?" She quickly wiped her tears and replied in a low voice, Yes, I'm fine. Listen, if you want, I can help you to get better at the practical." "You would? Why?" "Because I know you are good at this. All you need is some little practice." A smile of hope blossomed on her face, and she agreed.
So far it seems
Since that day,
pretty
after
normal.
classes,
Not that
Lizzie and I
scary.
started to work on our practical skills on a corpse. Sometimes, to make things easier for her, I even instructed her to operate on a dummy first, and then go for a real dead body.
Oh, interesting.
She started to get better with time. One day, I was going to my room after a practice session with Lizzie when Ben pulled me aside.
Hi, Ben.
Ben was the notorious one in our group.
Ben
and
has some
always
big
walked
bug
around with
eyes.
his 2 sidekicks, Justin and Tim. Needless
Okay.
to say, he's the one who made fun
Why
of
is the guy
Lizzie
in the back
most.
biting his lip?
Having fun with your little girlfriend, huh? We are just good friends, Ben. And it's none of your business anyway. Yeah, I know. But you know what, pretty boy? You helping her can create a problem for all of us.
Why?
I didn't understand how helping Lizzie can create problems.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I kept staring at him with a confused face. He came close to me and said, "You know, she's already doing great in the theories, and it's almost impossible to beat her there. So, if she gets better in practical too, she will be a competitor for the special scholarship program. And you and I both know only 2 people are going to get that.
I mean, I guess
One
that's
can be
kind
you,
of a good point.
and one can be me.
But at the same time, I feel like
Then
you should
why
still
bring this
help
extra
your friend
competition?
try to get better at
Be
being a
smart,
doctor.
Andrew. If you were so confident that you will get in, then why bother about the number 2? You better concentrate on your studies instead of others' achievements.
Yeah, exactly.
I walked away like a boss. And I could
Like
see
a
his face turn
boss.
cold with my unsatisfied reply. He gave me an evil grin and walked away. I knew people like him can only talk, so I ignored it. But I failed to see the bad omen lurking behind all of this.
Yeah, what is it?
The next day, our professor was teaching us how to do a bypass surgery
Lizzie does
when
not
Ben
look
pulled a
well.
disgusting stunt. Lizzie was standing right next to the professor, and she was already a bit grossed out seeing the blood and foul liquids dripping out the disposal.
Yeah, I
was
would be
standing
too.
on
That
opposite
sounds
sides
gross.
And assuring her with calm eyes that she is going to be all right. When Ben intentionally tripped on the bucket, making it fly in the air, and then landing on Lizzie.
Oh my
All of that
gosh.
disposed of materials mixed with
That's
fell
so
all over her face
gross.
and body.
Oh
She screamed in terror
my
and started
God, this
vomiting
is
on the
disgusting.
floor For not being able to
I
take
don't
the
like
rancid
this.
smell.
I do not like
We
this.
took her away, and I watched a cruel smile sparkling on Ben's face as he
Eee.
stood in the corner and enjoyed the show.
Oh,
Lizzie caught a high fever
yeah.
and missed out on her first.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty messed up.
I knew he did it intentionally, but there was nothing I could do. A week went by, and Lizzie got better and rejoined the classes. We were all sitting in the lab one day, when Ben stormed inside with a bunch of other students.
Guys, I feel like this story isn't that scary, but like the music makes it feel like it's like the creepiest horror story of all time. That just really goes to show like how much music makes you think a certain way about whatever it is that you're watching. Like you could literally put happy music over this, and I feel like you would think this is a happy story. So I'm kind of waiting for something to go wrong. Like there's going to be a twist at some point. I can't really tell what it's going to be.
Are you all ready for the fun tonight? He yelled in joy.
What's the fun
Everyone
tonight?
raised their hands to cheer with him.
Do they graduate?
There's going to be a treasure hunt game tonight.
Oh,
And it's a
cool.
tradition
Another treasure
that
hunt.
Everyone must take part in. After dinner, we all gathered in the community hall of the hostel. 3 groups were formed, with 5 members in each. I don't know why, but Ben selected Lizzie on his team. We were handed over clues.
Oh
and
my
directed to
gosh.
find the treasure
He's going to
that had
set
been
her
hidden
up.
inside the
Of
hostel
course he
premises.
is.
Every group ran in different directions, following their clue. Lizzie looked at me with a nervous face, and I assured her she'll be okay.
I don't know
Ben's
about that
group went
one.
to the left, and mine to the right. The clues were very kiddish, and it didn't take us much to solve. Our team was walking down the emergency stairs, looking for the last and final clue, when I overheard a conversation. It was Justin and Tim. Can't wait to
Okay.
see the show tonight. I want to see the look on her face when she finds the treasure.
Oh, but what is it?
Ben is going to scare the hell out of her. Hearing this, I rushed following their voices.
This is a good
and found
guy.
her going to
This
the
guy's a
other side of the
W.
building. I grabbed Justin's t-shirt from behind and punched him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What the hell is going on? Where's Ben?
I didn't expect
Let me
that.
go. Tell me his evil plan, or I will punch you until your guts come out of your mouth.
Yo.
Ben has placed a severed hand under Lizzie's pillow,
No.
which is the treasure we're all playing for.
Are you serious?
Trust me.
How did they all
It's all him.
How'd they
I
all
didn't
fall
do
for
anything.
this?
He wanted to scare her. That's why he planned this entire hunt. I ran to
That's
Lizzie's room.
gross.
I knew if she gets a shock again, she will probably leave this course and return home. She will lose all hope, and her life will be ruined by some jerk. As soon as I reached her room, I saw Ben standing outside her door and trying to listen to what's happening inside. Everyone else was also gathered there, and I felt sick seeing them make fun of a traumatized girl. Seeing me rush towards her room, he understood I'm going to bulldoze his bizarre treasure hunt. He jumped on me.
No.
Before I could free myself, his 2 sidekicks
Oh, you
grabbed
gotta
me
be
from
kidding
behind
me.
and pinned me down on the floor. No, pretty boy. You're not gonna ruin my plan. Just a minute more, and it will all be
Guys, this is terrible.
Lizzie will
This
win
guy
after she
stinks.
finds the treasure. Justin and Tim grabbed me tightly. Ben placed his hands on my mouth so I could warn Lizzie
I
by
feel
making
so
me
bad for Lizzie.
Everything was quiet, and I could hear movements inside the room. I told myself, any minute now. Lizzie is probably heading to her bed, and she is soon to discover a bloody hand under her pillow. 5 seconds went by. A minute went by.
What?
5 minutes
What?
went by.
She didn't
and
find
I
it
didn't
yet?
hear her scream.
What's going
By
on?
this time, everyone reached near her room and started to rebuke Ben for his disgusting prank.
Yeah, what's
Getting
going
scared by my
on?
group, Tim and Justin let me go, and a huge brawl took place.
Is she okay?
We all bolted inside the room, and I screamed, "Lizzie, are you?" But as we all
What?
stepped in the room,
What?
I found Lizzie sitting on her bed and munching the flesh.
What?
Her entire mouth was smeared with blood and skin.
What?
Crawling on her lips from that hand. A reeking smell
but-
fresh air in the room. Some
What-
started vomiting
what-
before seeing her ass.
What is she doing?
And Tim ran away screaming.
Why?
Ben stood there
Why?
like a statue. Who knew a stupid treasure hunt will take such a terrifying turn?
What is
I took a
happening?
step ahead, shaking with fear.
That was the
Saying
last
in
thing
a
I
calming
expected.
voice, "Liz,
Why is she doing
what
this?
are you doing? Liz, stop it." She looked at me as if she doesn't know who I am. Her eyes were wide, and for the first time, I didn't see any fear
She
in them.
turned into a different
She looked back
creature.
at the hand, and then at Ben. A scary, hungry grin
Oh
appeared.
my
on
god, look at her
face.
teeth.
She slowly
She's
got up from
British.
bed and jumped on Ben all of a sudden.
Okay, so she
Before
definitely
anyone could
turned
stop
into
her,
like
she
a
got
Wendigo
some
or whatever
flesh
that
to
thing
Ben's
is
neck,
called.
And Ben fell on the floor, drowning in his own blood.
What?
Blood splattered all
Look
over
at
the
her
walls
eye
and Lizzie's
sockets.
face.
They are
She
so
wiped her
dark.
face with Ben's blood and started laughing. I win! I found the treasure! I win!
All right, guys, let's just
Couldn't save Ben that night.
wrap up the
He
treasure
had heart
hunt.
failure out of shock and fear. Also, He suffered excessive blood loss on his way to the ICU.
Wow.
Lizzie ended up in a mental institution.
Well, yeah.
I still visit her
But
sometimes.
what happened?
It aches my heart how she doesn't recognize me. Or
Was it
anyone
like the
anymore.
blood that got splashed on her?
Sits in the corner of her room.
Did she just lose her mind when she saw the hand?
She even laughs and giggles on her own and says,
What?
I win. I found the treasure.
Wow, that broke her. Okay. Good one. You can stop now. Okay. Okay, you need help. Somebody should maybe give you medicine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, those were 3 of these scariest stories. There are a ton more, so if you guys did enjoy and want me to check out even more, make sure you guys smash like and click right here for even more scary YouTube videos.